Hello, everybody. Ace of Pentacles. Isn't that a lovely card? So the Ace of Pentacles is part of the element of Earth. And so the Pentacle suit is the minor arcana, which represents the element of Earth and is associated with material wealth, abundance, practicality, and the physical realm. So it often reflects our relationship with money, which is what everyone thinks it is, of course, work, which is another big one, but mostly our resources and the tangible aspects of our life. And that's where we all get a bit confused and go, oh, it must mean money. It can, but it's not all that it means, okay? The suit of Pentacles is ruled by the element of Earth, and it's deeply connected to our practical lives. Now, the earth energy manifests in the actions and results of our labours, grounding us in life's practical and sometimes mundane side. The Ace of Pentacles is the earth energy, and it manifests in actions and the results of the labours that we've been doing. So it grounds us in practical terms and sometimes the mundane side of life. Yet it mirrors our creative nature, and it shows us harmony, growth, fertility, and of course, stability. So pentacles are also known as discs, coins, stones, or even rings. And if we were to look in a standard playing deck of cards, normal deck of cards that you play cards with, the equivalent would be diamonds. Keywords defining Earth and the Pentacles are, of course, security, practicality, honesty, perseverance, and slow but sure, and very much in the physical. So it's something where we can say, it's just like I'm holding my crystal, hold it up the right way. It's one of the crystals that I have beside me. It's something as tangible as that. And there's something physical about it. So you might think there's not much to say about this card. That's it. There's a lot. So the Ace of Pentacles represents new beginnings, as all the aces do, and the potential in this suit for the material abundance. So it signifies the birth of prosperity, financial stability, and the manifestation, more importantly, of your goals in the physical world. So again, it's about something that you have materialized, something that you have manifested. So this card encourages you to embrace and maximize all the opportunities that are presented. And so the Ace of Pentacles, like the other aces in the minor arcana, is our last ace, and it shows us a hand appearing from the sky, offering us a bright golden pentacle. And as with all the aces, we've got the pure white hand, which is angelically emerging from a cloud, which represents the genuine nature of the gift that's offered to us as an opportunity for growth. Now that hand's coming in from the left of the card, showing that pentacles are connected to action, thinking, and progress. And the hand cups the coin, offering us a sincere chance to make changes. This pentacle, of course, is linked to our material or physical life, and the coin's gently cupped appearance shows its fragile nature. This pentacle needs care, consideration, and patience to grow. So when we are in the element of earth, it doesn't move. It has to be affected. We have to do something. So it's the slowest of all of the suit. Out of all the 4 suits, this is the slowest, but also the most solid and also the most reliable. Now, Pentacles is quite important when you're actually reading tarot. Bear with me, we will get there, all right? So the coin is engraved. If we look at that hand holding the coin, it's engraved with a pentacle. And a pentacle is, for those that don't know, a 5-pointed star. Now, if we were to look at the Devil card, we see that this is reversed when we look at the Devil card. So this is the 5-pointed star within a circle, representing the element of earth. That means other things, but you'd have to go into my courses to actually go and find out a lot more detail about all of that. But I've got tons for you tonight, so stay with me. Now, the suit of pentacles, or coins, or discs, or whatever you want to call them, a bit like the wands, they can be called rods or staves, is the physical and the material levels of consciousness that's associated with manifestation. And that includes our finances, work, bodily health, those kind of things. And Pentacles is speaking about our outer world and how we shape it, transform it, grow it, and how we create all of that ourselves. And it also correlates to the ego, our self-esteem, and our self-image, predominantly the Pentacles family. And it's a suit that shows that we're seeking solutions to career concerns, financial matters, but most importantly, out of anything, the ability to manifest your goals. So the suit of Pentacles represents the earth element. Earth is tactile, homey, and tangible. Okay, remember, quite simply, it's like holding something in the palm of your hand. And it creates the foundations for the planet's growth and its development, and it supports and nurtures plants and trees. Earth is stable, supportive, fertile, and receptive, and it's a feminine element. So it takes in nutrients and sun rays, and then usually the energy to sustain the life that grows from its rich soil. So a Pentacles court card in a tarot reading often relates to a person with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn star sign. And generally, the Pentacles people are very practical, career-minded, down to earth, and grounded and generous. They're very tactile beings, and they like to experience the physical, tangible world. They lead a very sensory experience and seek pleasurable and sometimes indulgent experiences. So the negative aspects of the suit of Pentacles include sometimes feeling that people are over-materialistic or over-indulging, and maybe not managing one's finance or being fixated on career to the detriment of being out of balance with life's other priorities. So quite often, returning to nature to ground oneself and rediscover what is truly important is necessary to counteract these conditions. Let's look at some keywords for the Ace of Pentacles. And remember that if you get one thing, that's better than trying to remember everything. Focus on one particular thing. That's the important thing. Ace of Pentacles, new financial opportunity, new career opportunity, abundance, let's not forget that, and manifestation. So let's go over the card again. We've got the Ace of Pentacles coming from the clouds, much like the other aces in the other suits. And the large coin is sitting in that cupped palm, freely available to whoever has the confidence to actively take it. It is seen as a new opportunity to do with business, wealth, and manifestation. And it's as if it's appeared out of nowhere when it comes. And now it's been extended to you in all its glory. So the idea now is that you're to accept that offer and go ahead and turn it into something meaningful and sustainable. Now, if we look at this card, we've got the landscape. And in this card, it's lush and gardens brimming with beautiful green grass and white lilies. And then we've got a small pathway leading to an archway. And that's surrounded by some really beautiful foliage and flowers. And beyond, there's an arch. And so when we look at that arch, we can see some mountain peaks that seem to be soaring towards the horizon. So this imagery signals the time to move forwards with your career and your financial ambitions. Now, we know that will require hard work and determination because, look, we've got the mountains. So that's not an easy task, is it? So there's challenges there for you. But the Ace of Pentacles is encouraging you to make the most of this opportunity. And if you do, it could be quite abundant for you. So the Ace of Pentacles, like the other aces in the tarot, does represent new beginnings, opportunities, and potential. And these new beginnings correlate to the material world, as we said. So this is about the manifestation of your goals. So this is the kind of card that if you want to receive a new job offer, an unexpected sum of money, a new business, or a new investment opportunity, all of that can come as a result of drawing this card. Or you'll have the chance to bring an idea to fruition. Okay, so no matter what the occasion, the Ace of Pentacles heralds a sense of prosperity, abundance, and it's all to do with life's material or financial areas. Of course it is. But it undoubtedly becomes a welcome invitation. But don't assume it's a free ride. That we mustn't do. Okay? So we were saying, like, with all the aces in the tarot deck, this card illustrates the possibility of a new endeavor, but it doesn't guarantee its manifestation or its success, because that piece is up to us. So we've got to see the Ace of Pentacles as a green light or the beginning of something. And so this Ace of Pentacles is the initial stage of manifesting your goal and assuring you that you can truly achieve what you've set about to do. Put your mind to it, you'll do it. Also, that's a very good key word for Pentacles, doing. Consider it done. It's a bit like saying the world is your oyster and you can manifest your goals and your desires, but it will require strategy, planning, and a determined effort. And your ideas need to be built upon so that they can become more tangible and real. So it's not just a case of somebody handing you something and you don't need to get out of bed or do anything. This card's encouraging you to map out how to achieve your ambitions, but it's giving you that start, that spark. And so you can achieve your ambitions and create targeted plans to get those plans and actions underway. And you've got to keep your eyes open when this card comes up for chances to manifest your goals and look at your own inner potential and realize it and actualize it. The Ace of Pentacles is also symbolic of wealth. We know that. Not just about money, but in a holistic sense, in all areas of your life that are tangible. And you might discover some new opportunities to generate a new source of income when this card comes out. Or it can be receiving a financial gift or a windfall. Lucky. It's a lucky card. And you might have the chance to create wealth in a broader sense, such as happiness, fulfillment, potential, love. So the ace signifies abundance in all areas of your life. And you need to enjoy it. It's a blessing. And it's deserving everything that comes your way. Now, I'm going to show you something before I carry on. I want you to have a look at this. Okay, so we've got all the 4 aces there on the screen. If we look at them, they're all very similar. Got that clear sky behind, got the hand, but all the hands, we think they're the same, but they're not. Look at the Ace of Swords. Look at the Ace of Cups. Ace of Wands there. Almost like a thumbs up. And the Ace of Pentacles, a bit like the Ace of Cups there, but a hand's facing a different way. This is a time, if you get this card and you draw it in your spread, or it's the only card that you pull out, whatever, it's about enjoying it. It's one of those cards where you should feel blessed and deserving of everything that's coming your way. And it's a card that if you wish to amplify this feeling of prosperity, you need to live by the law of attraction and send your positive energy and intentions out towards the universe so that you can receive so much more in return. So the Ace of Pentacles is a happy card. It signals anything in your career or work or financial reading that's talking about fortune or prosperity or opportunities or money, finances, all in a really lovely, healthy way. But if you're looking for, say, work, this is a great card because this is suggesting that you'll soon receive an appealing offer. And the job market was probably bountiful. Many paths are open and available to you. So this is about progressing in your career and finding that new job and maybe increasing your finances or your salary. So these opportunities will only come up as the aces are new projects rather than existing ones. So it's, do you see what I mean? It's not a case of, it's something new. Simple as that. If you're thinking about launching a new business, the Ace of Pentacles is telling you this has got a lot of potential. You've got the practical knowledge, you've got the passion, you've got the action to orientate and manifest your goals. You're going to keep hearing that word, manifestation. And that does not mean ordering it in as a few people would have you believe. Let's put it as simply as that. It's up to you. You're being given the beginning. You're being given that helping hand. You're being given that seed for it to grow. Don't like to say that because it's a pentacle, but it's a bit like turning around and saying somebody has actually said, there, you can see what you can do with that. And that is what this card is all about. And it's using your knowledge, your passion, and making sure that you are going to make it happen so that, yes, you can attract the wealth. And remember, we talked about wealth being many things. It's not just money. It's of a holistic nature. It's all of that. So that you're going to get that no matter what, but you've got to do your bit. If you go into this business with, let's say, a keen, endless abundance, of course it'll work out for you. If you're employed, the Ace of Pentacles can indicate a promotion, salary increase, high-profile project. So this card is about new opportunities to prove your talents to others that are coming your way. But you must accept. And if you do, and you put your head down, your efforts will be rewarded. If this card comes up in a financial reader or somebody's asking about their finances, what we could see here is that the Ace of Pentacles is a very positive card, and that maybe there's a new financial offer or a monetary offer or a gift that's coming, or even an opportunity that's really worth something. It can be things like pay rises, inheritance, unexpected windfall, a high-paying job. In my case, I've had it when it's like I've paid too much on a bill and they paid me back. I've overpaid many years ago, overpaid the mortgage, and it's thank you very much. There we go. Nice, tidy sum, enough for us to go on holiday. Overpaid the electric bill, the gas bill. Why? Because when you move, sometimes they give that back to you, but you forget about it. Yeah, of course, it was perhaps my money in the beginning, but it's it's wins, it's seeing that you've got this opportunity, maybe premium bonds, anything. You don't want to turn around and make suggestions to people to go and gamble or anything like that. It's not that. It's a case of it's a lucky time. It's going your way instead of against you. So it's more like money coming towards you rather than leaving your hand. But you can't just sit back and do nothing. You've got to do your bit. You can expect to receive an unexpected sum of money. And sometimes it's a case of saying, maybe you should invest that or save it for a rainy day. Do something with it. Don't just let it slip away. Like I said to you, I think we booked a holiday or something that we would never have done. It was just all there. We didn't know we'd got that. So forget about it. Let's do this and let's just keep going until it is the holiday. Now, let's have a little look for aces. So I'm going to show you this. The left hand is being shown from the Ace of Pentacles. And that's to do with intuition and the subconscious. That's why it's the left hand. The left side is often associated with intuition, emotions, and the subconscious mind. So that's all the left hand, nothing to do with the pentacle. And this is why I wanted to show you this. And it represents receiving and being open to what the universe offers. So the Ace of Pentacles in this case is coming in here from that side where it's the left side. So we're saying it looks like the right hand, I know, but it's coming in from the left side. Yeah. So this one can be a bit confusing, but bear with me. So the feminine energy in many interpretations is the left side, symbolizing feminine qualities such as nurturing, creativity, and receptivity. And then we've got the past influences, where the left side can also represent influences from the past or inherited traits that shape one's current circumstances. And then we've got it as in it's coming in from the right side and the right hand, and the action of the conscious mind. So the right side is typically associated with action, logic, and the conscious mind, and it reflects the ability to take initiative and assert oneself in the world. So they're all slightly different, as you can see. And there I put the Ace of Wands, and that's coming in from the right and the right hand. So future direction, the right hand can signify the future potential, or the direction of that can signify the potential and the pursuit of goals and aspirations. Can be confusing, I know, but I thought I'd just go through it with you of why they're facing different ways. And the right side is masculine energy. It symbolizes the masculine qualities such as strength, assertiveness, and rationality. So overall, after it's been confused by seeing the right hand coming from the left and the right hand coming from the right, the presence of both hands in the aces indicates a balance, receiving and taking action, suggesting that to harness the potential of the aces, that we are able to integrate both intuition, the feminine and the masculine energies, and rationality. It's the combined of both, and that's why some are shown this way or that way. It isn't it? Because you could look at that card and go, hang on a minute. And I think what I always look at, passionate Saggy, it's really nice of you. It's something very interesting. Yeah. Let me just move that along now and we can see your comment clearly. Yeah. It's like the duality underscores the idea that new opportunities and beginnings require a harmonious blend of different aspects of ourselves. I know it's confusing and sometimes I have to think, but if I think about it, get it wrong. So I'm with you all the way. Quite naturally, I think that we always get to a point in our sort of communication of everything where we go, oh, yesterday, and we look left, I'm going to do that tomorrow. I know that sounds crazy, but people do. People do. And when they're recalling something, they tend to look that way to the left. Really and truly, I always think the left is the past and the right is the future. Okay? But you might have your own take on that and it might work differently for you. But really, I think the message is quite simple. And what we're looking at is quite simply it's being able to mix and blend the two. And I just thought that if I brought them all up, it would help you. And they do look the same. I know they do. But when we look at them together like that, they're not, are they? Not really. And each hand's different. Let me just put that on the screen again. Ace of Swords there. Complete different. You hold a sword like that. Of course you do. Yeah. Ace of Cups. Gently, carefully. But even the fingers are different, aren't they? They're just it's the flat of the palm. A bit like Catholics when they actually receive Holy Communion. That's what you're expected to do, the flat of your palm out. And then the Ace of Wands. They've all got that lovely white sort of radiance showing like it's a hand, and we've got the clouds. And the clouds are a bit different on each one. We think they're all the same, but they are slightly different. There's much more in the Ace of Cups. If you look at that, it's a bit more like vapor. And if we look at the Ace of Swords, it feels like strong clouds, as in wind, that kind of thing. Ace of Wands, I think, is supposed to represent that's a bit like fire and the smoke. And Ace of Pentacles there, yeah, probably just a little bit softer and just different. Yeah, the landscape's different and all of them. Look, with the landscape there, Ace of Swords, the mountains to climb, the challenges, the colours. Ace of Cups, the lily pads, the water, some of the lilies are budding, or those little drops of water from the Ace of Cups. So very different. And of course, I'm not talking about the fact that you've got the crown there with the Ace of Swords, you've got the dove there with the Ace of Cups, and you've got the sprouting buds and leaves that are coming there from the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Pentacles. Bigger hand. Yeah, definitely a feeling that's dominating the card of this is for you. Yeah, I just wanted to show you them all together. If we get this card, we need to be ready to identify opportunities so that we can expand on wealth. And remember, wealth isn't money. You're going to hear me keep saying manifestation, which is we've got something, what are we going to do with it? It's a bit like turning around and saying, somebody gave you some pocket money, and what did you do with it? I'll go back to what happened with me. Any pocket money I got when I was growing up, I invested it by buying something that I wanted to learn about. And it was usually this subject, anything that would actually be astrology, tarot cards, crystals, anything at all that would take me there. And yeah, it was an investment, but you get what I'm saying. Or if somebody says to you, here's some ingredients, what do you want to actually, what are you going to actually manifest from those ingredients? It doesn't. But you know, when we've got them in our hands on the table, we look at them and then we're probably looking at the table and maybe our own hands. I don't mean, I'm not suggesting like in the card of that, but when you're shuffling, and also I've had people say to me, oh, you always shuffle the cards with the back that way and the back's this way. So if I'm holding my cards, I will hold them like that and there. And they went, why do you do that? If you are using cards, you get used to how they feel and they bend towards your hand. So I always hold them the same way. Otherwise it feels a bit odd. Your hand. So again, it's all about how we're looking at the card. And sometimes we're looking at the card at an angle like that. Like that. So you're seeing it that way down. And when they're down on the table, they're probably overlapping. So it's nice to be able to see them all up there together like that. I like that. I'm one of those people that, gosh, I'd love to have a whole wall like detectives do, where they pin it to the, and then they put a cord there and that goes to that and that goes to that, putting the piece of the puzzle together. So yes, that hand looks much more steady and solid. And I actually feel it's more godly or more of the divine or whatever you want to look at it. It feels here, yeah. It feels like this is coming from heaven. I know they're all supposed to represent that, but this one really does solid. I totally agree with that. Even the way in which it's been held. And most of us, well, if we pick something up, if I was to pick up remote control for my light, you'd probably do that, wouldn't you? Really do. There's something about it that actually is really lovely, and I just thought we could just take a moment and really look at that. And when you look at the elements all together like that, a story of it as in the thoughts, communication, emotion, the action, and now we've got something. So maybe we thought about something, maybe we actually really wanted it, and maybe then we were busy, did the work that was necessary, and then maybe we actually had a product and went, it's a start. I've invested that little bit. I finally got that tarot book or whatever it is that actually is going to stop me off on the road to where I want to go. It's about having the plans to manifest all of that. So don't be surprised to find that the Ace of Pentacles, as a personality, is someone that will always be starting a new business or investing in shares, markets, or launching projects, or increasing personal wealth. Oh, I'm going to set up a veg stall, or, you know what, I'm going to do a jumble sale. I'm going to actually get everything together. And yeah, once I've actually got rid of the old, I'm going to be able to put that money towards investing in starting this up. And that can sometimes be, people talk about, I'm going to start a little enterprise. And it doesn't matter how small, but you're generating something that's actually, money is energy, isn't it? And money is choice. So if you're able to generate the fact that you've got more energy or more choices as a result of money, good for you. And that is the gift of the Ace of Pentacles. And we all get a little lucky sometimes. Even though we can say, I never win anything. I've never really won anything in my life, just once on the Grand National. And that happened to be my client that said to me, thanks, Anne-Marie, got a tip for you. You know that I live with horse trainer and stables. Actual sort of tip is to put it on this. And I thought, go on then. So at the end of her reading, I put the whole of the money from that reading on it, which I just thought, there you go. And in it came, and the odds were great. So it was a huge thing. But that doesn't normally happen to me. I normally have to make that little investment, or I'll do something to get that started. A bit like as a child, I'd go and wash my dad's car and check the tyres and check and fill up the battery. I remember filling up the levels and check the oil and this and that and the other. And he'd say, there you go. And I'd go, there you go. There's another bit. That costs that. And I'm going to do that, that and that. And then I've got it. And then I was as happy as Larry because they didn't want to give me the money for those things. We talked about this before, different background. It's like, I'll buy you that, but not that. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Investing, and it can be anything. absolutely anything. How many children do you know that's gone out there and said to be a carpenter and they just didn't have the money in my family? I had a newspaper round, I did this, I did that, and did the other. Yeah? Oh, sorry, I missed that. I, to be honest, I would say they're right. And the reason being, it's earth. So it's the body. Yeah? And the pentacle is representing us, the elements, and it's the body. I would absolutely agree with that. I just think that it does represent health in lots of ways, like astrology will. I'd say out of all of them, yeah, physical manifestations of certain things. And if you look at the pentacle, there's a school of thought, and I would agree with this, that we could look at that as a man, the top of the star, as in on the pentacle is the head, and then you've got the two arms, and then you've got the legs, and then the center is the torso, the body itself. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would definitely say it is about health. The only reason I ever say to people is, watch health, is people will come at you, even friends. It's always that one. And today was a difficult day. I had a client wanting to know about legal things. She asked in such a way that it was almost you could have been fooled into giving some sort of advice. If I send one more letter, do you think the outcome for me is good? And I was like, hold on a minute. If I say yes to this, I can see what's coming next. It's how many letters and how much cost. So I just went, really sorry, no, this is starting to border on a legal reading, and I just can't give you that. So she was like, but if I sent another letter, do you think I'll get the outcome I want? And I just went, there was nothing in your cards to give that. Simply because I refused to look. I mention that simply because we get this thing where it can be, and there was nothing, because I think the deal between me and my cards and the way I read is, if it's going to be okay and ethical, then it'll be there. If not, I'll probably miss it like fog. It's a bit hazy. But my point for saying that is, yeah, you've got to try and protect yourself from questions that are health related or going down legal questions or pregnancy, those kind of things. Yeah. But yes, I would agree. Definitely health. Definitely. Let's go back to the fact that if this comes up when somebody's asking about relationship and love, and you go, what the heck has that got to do with anything? Money. It's showing a new opportunity, and it's showing it's right in front of you. It's tangible, it's real. It's not about something where somebody is, oh, I really think I want, that's the Ace of Swords. Oh, I really want it, that's the Ace of Cups. Oh, I'm going out there, I'm on dating sites. It's like, good for you. You're right at the beginning of making it happen. You're doing something about it. The Suit of Pentacles is showing that an opportunity is around you and presenting itself. And might be through the context of work, because that's where we earn our money, so it might be that, or a meeting connected with work, or through the fact that might be some interest to do with how you earn your bread and butter. So people often say, oh, I think you meet this person at work when you've got that. What about the fact that you might be on a course and you might meet your partner there? I met my partner through work, but it wasn't strictly that. He was my trainer. I was training for a career, and this came up. And so it was like, when I was training to leave behind my first profession, I loved it, but I just thought, this is starting to feel a little bit like it's Groundhog Day, and I don't want to wait till it does. I need to do something else, and I need to be with different people, because we're very limited. It was just parents, children, and another female nannies that were young. And it was like, I need to do something different. I went training, and yes, this is a perfect example of, yes, I've got that opportunity to earn more money. That wasn't the lure. It was a good one, but it wasn't the lure. It was because I was bored. Simple as that. It's like, this is great, but you can have too much of a good thing. And it's starting to feel as if I could resent it, or I could start to feel something isn't right. So it was time to change. And as a result of that, my trainer became my best friend. After a while, long while, it changed into something else. So yes, you can meet someone through work, but it might not be directly that. There's people that have met because they are studying for an element that's going to help them with what they want to do next. Maybe they've gone off to learn how to edit, or to do this on the computer, or to learn AI. There's all sorts of courses out there where you are just helping yourself. Like in spirituality, you might turn around and find that you're at a show, something like that, and you popped along, and normally you're the one presenting, or now you've gone along as a customer, or you've actually gone for a treatment or a therapy. It's all connected. It's because you're in the industry. So don't always think it's about sitting in an office and waiting for the 4 characters that you've known for donkey's years to actually ask you out on a date. You've got to think outside of the box. And you've also got to not limit what you're saying with this card. It's connected. That's what it is. It's about seeing the connections and not putting it down into a small box. Don't be frightened. Sometimes they will go, yeah, like today. Oh, but one more letter. And I can't see anything about another letter, so I can't answer you. And there really wasn't. It was like, in fact, it was the hangman. There was zilch, yeah? And next to it was the fact that letters had already been sent, so why are we sending another one? And that was up to her as to what she wanted to do. But you see what I mean? People are going, oh, if I do this, will I get that? Sometimes it's actually about the fact that you've got to look at the cards and go, what are they really telling you? And not to put your take on it. I try and keep Anne-Marie out of it. I make sure that I am making sure that my personality comes out, but the reading it's a privilege that I've got this system, and I feel very much that I'm interpreting and that I'm reading, and I've got my professional head on as that. And if they go, what do you think? I was going, I don't know diddly squat. My cards will tell me, not me. I don't, but I know. I don't know all that. Cards tell me things that I wouldn't have known at all. So that's what I'm saying. So this is a card that tells you that you do really well in meeting people. It will happen, or it's already in motion. And just remember that all aces are new beginnings, and they're not about established scenarios, but they are about the fact that it's happened. I know that sounds very strange, but it's a bit like turning around and going, you are going to meet that person, and it's not anything new. And it's like, hang on, I've just started this. And there you go. You haven't got any history with the people there. You don't know anybody in the new place or the new course or the new environment or whatever it is that's connected to your working scenario. You don't know. But it's already there. And sometimes we just cannot see it. And I'll be telling you more about things being there and not being able to see it through the tutorials in the next few weeks about the Pentacles. Because there is this whole myth that it's all about money. I suppose every road leads to the energy of what money can bring. Something tangible, something reliable, something grounded, something that's manifested, something that's materialized. But it's not about cash or cards or bank accounts. It's a different kind of wealth. So it's about something that is there that you can sustain. And like in relationships, if this comes up, it's telling you these connections are happening. And keep going until you actually realize it's right in front of you. People say, oh, I don't know what it is, don't know what it is. Don't. Just be open. Yeah? Might be the person that you got on the bus with while you attended the course, or went to that different sort of building because you were training and doing something in a different annex or building, whatever it is. So if you are in a committed relationship, of course, the Ace of Pentacles is suggesting that you've got the opportunity to maybe look at financial ventures together, as well as the fact that you've got the relationship. So you can combine your finances and start making things happen for you both in joint ventures. Spirituality. If somebody's asking about the spirituality, this card again, you go, oh, I was expecting to see the High Priestess and this, that, and the other. Yes, look at those cards. But you see the Ace of Pentacles, talking about the solid connection and foundation that they've got, as in that reflects their wisdom of abundance in the spiritual sense. They're very grounded. It's a bit like going, we've got that. Think of it like that. We've got it. Yeah. They're on the right path. Am I on the right path? Yep. And with that, if we're looking at spirituality, it's reflecting that abundance in the spiritual realm, but it'll return to you in a positive energy, like radiating. It's about the more you put in, you'll be paid back tenfold. Not that we should do it for that reason, but that's just the way it works. You've got to look at what are your spiritual goals, as in, for example, you might invest in a new course to help you attain your spiritual aims. And then you find out, oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how many times I've actually sat there and thought, this deck of cards and those few courses that I went on, and I kid you not, I will actually dig it out of the drawer. Sometimes I'd go on a weekend course, and seriously, this is just a plain A4 paper, sorry. My hands are very stiff today. About that, everybody, a bit slow, bit of tendonitis in the wrist. Anyway, and I'd end up with that much. And you can see that's not very thick. About 3 or 4 pieces of paper. You'd probably think, hang on a minute. But I kept it all because it would just be a bit like a couple of lines about one card. And I kept it instead of going, oh, I don't know why I went on this. Because they might have said something different, or they might have been thought-provoking, might just been a reminder of it being said in a different way that actually would resonate. You can say things, you've got clients and say things to them, and sometimes they don't get it. They don't get the message. And sometimes if you just say it a completely different way, you do get it. And we're not all the same, are we? A lot of people sometimes say, oh, it's a bit like if you do this. Some people are like, no, do not do that. It is not going to help me to understand. Sometimes you just need it to be, on a Monday, this is going to happen. On a Tuesday, you're going to have chips and equity. All different. People are different. Yeah. If you are looking at well-being or health, Ace of Pentacles is look after your health. Take an investment in it. Do research and look at how you're going to benefit from making some informed, holistic sort of arrangements in your health. And of course, we're looking at the fact that it's the ace in numerology, 1, new beginnings, desire for action, and movement. If we draw this card, it's about health, happiness, and health are presented. Yes, I would totally agree with that, passionate Saju. It feels as if it's a very generous sort of energy, and how we're going to benefit from the abundance flowing. And it's about happiness and feeling grounded in all of that. So you're on firm ground and secure with new plans. And it's about timing being right. So you move forwards with purpose and practicality, and all sorts of opportunities and new doors opening are being presented to you. So always a really positive new beginning. It's a card filled with offerings of luck and gifts and health and practical help. If it comes up in work, it's like you're going to be rewarded for the work you've done, and abundance is in the air. Who knows where it's leading to? This is leading somewhere. You're on the right track. And so the Ace shows that the security is vital to that person. It's what they've been wishing for. So it's an excellent time for them to keep pursuing with that goal. Creative energy is high, so it's used for pleasure, it's used for business, using your goals, striving forwards, and making sure that you're gaining all the benefits and the rewards of how that is. So it's a great card to put down some roots and start building some strong foundations in your life because you're feeling secure. And the Ace of Pentacles is like the beginning of successes. It's right at the beginning. It's showing you that practical money-making ideas will present themselves and the potential of them working really well. If we put it simply, money's coming your way, or will be found for you for what you need to do next. It's a wonderful card regarding health because it's a card of healing. So you see, it really is that passionate strategy. And it's the energy, it's the earthiness. And we're earth creatures, aren't we? We're mortal. Yeah? Feeling better in ourselves. And if you've been under the weather, this is a great card to actually say, you know what, the earthy aspects of this will calm everything right down and bring you back into your peace, which is lovely. It can appear in lots of different ways when we're actually thinking about the fact that we really do feel that we want to actually provide for ourselves and have that security. This card is that hand extending from the cloud and giving the large pentacle or coin. And the pentacle is large and solid and something that's natural and long-lasting. And that garden, well, we haven't really talked about that. The garden appears to be really well tended, doesn't it? Mature, fertile. Look at the green, symbolizing growth and abundance. That archway is formed from the natural hedging at the bottom of the garden. Now, the natural archway is an archetypal way for the pentacles to approach life. They go through entrances and they use natural resources wherever they can. Yeah? So time was spent growing that hedge to form an opening. They could have easily paid for a gate. Yeah? So that's the earthiness and the productivity, and this is something that's taken time and commitment and patience. So it shows it pays off. That doesn't happen overnight. Also highlights the person's connection with the natural world when they draw this card, and that they're in the happiest place. And so that archway is seen as lucky because the pathway's leading off to distant mountains. And the archway and the path suggest a beneficial opening or an opportunity for advancement. As in all the aces, the sky is bright and clear. So this card carries significant weight in all material and financial matters. And with the pentacle in the hand, you've got something tangible to work with. So the Ace of Pentacles offers strong potential for stability in a certain period of our life. And the Ace of Pentacles generally symbolizes financial rewards and gains. And the hand holding the pentacle is going, look, that's what I've got. I've got the money, I can buy that. And look at the return I'll get from my investment and hard work. You see? It's a solid card. And it's a card that brings real potential for financial windfalls or even inheritances. If you're thinking of setting up a business, the Ace of Pentacles comes up. Of course, it will all go well. Really well financially, as long as you stay grounded and you approach it in a practical way have a method. The Ace of Pentacles deals with real potential based on facts and tried and tested results. Earthy. Yeah? You've got to be careful when you invest this pentacle, because there's only one and the energy can fade and wane. So you don't go into get rich quick. It's about building, investing to, like an investment of your education. I got part one. I'm talking about maybe, say you're interested in spirituality and you invested in that book, and then you invested in a deck of cards, and then you invested in maybe some incense, and then maybe a crystal, and then maybe some aromatherapy, and then maybe a little course or whatever it is. Or you went to a show where you were around like-minded people. That will cost time and money. If you're struggling with money and the appearance of the Ace of Pentacles is in a future position, I'm pleased to say it means that's the end of such worries. This can be because they're securing a job, getting promotion, or having the ability to pay off their loans or their debts. And it can suggest that you've got enough money saved to make that large purchase that you want, which is what I was talking about earlier. So it's taking off that financial burden or pressure at your end. And this is a lovely card symbolizing the physical body, which is what I was talking about. This suit does deal with health and care. And Ace of Pentacles is a card that's very reassuring if it's like a well-being or health reading, because it's showing that wellness and that fitness, and it suggests a time of being very centered. Everything's running very smoothly, everything's very steady. And so it's the birth of the energy into the material world, and that can suggest abundance and stability. And so this ace is saying that whatever you're planning, there's sufficient funds available. And it's a time of financial abundance and material growth. And even though you may have to spend money, you might have to save some, but there's enough to go around. And as Pentacles demand results for their efforts, suggests that the investment in new projects will be incredibly financially rewarding, so that you can carry on growing and get a good return. So whatever you desire, rest assured that you can afford it when the ace appears. And this can be symbolic of gifts, financial rewards, windfalls, inheritance, all of this kind of thing. And it can suggest that money is coming back to you. So it's not money earned, it's money that's coming your way, or the opportunity to be able to have the resources to move on to the next level of your life. It's about being able to, when we say a rainy day, it's about the fact of, instead of saying it's a rainy day, it's about saying you don't want it to be a rainy day. You're actually forewarned, forearmed. So it's about, if somebody's saying, oh, you know, do you think we'll be able to afford to save enough for that large purchase, like a car or a house? It's the kind of card that's saying, yeah. Or investing in, you know, I want to put myself through this career or this education. So it's a suggestion of getting that little pot of gold saved up. But whatever it is, it's telling you it will have its value and reward. It's definitely. And the Ace of Pentacles is saying we're right at the beginning of this. And it can suggest that you're being really shrewd and cute with your money. Everyone's going out, splashing out and doing, oh, I've got to do this, it's Christmas or that or the other. You might be holding out for a bargain, or actually being smart and going, you know what, I think we've got everything we want. Why don't we just tone it down? Yeah? And so the Ace of Pentacles gives you the opportunity for good fortune. And the imagery that we've got there, that walled garden, suggests that prosperity will be found close to home. So the garden represents it's on your doorstep or in your own backyard. So the path leading to the hills is temptation to go beyond just home and go for bigger and greater things further afield. And the pentacle type, when they get this card, we become that. We take on that energy. we've got the stamina for that journey. And we want that financial gain and security. So it's important to remember with any of the offers that we get, that we use them wisely and don't undervalue or overvalue the Ace of Pentacles. So don't make light of it and don't let it be your God when it takes over. Just stay grounded and practical and open. This is something where you can really look at the fact that it's a beautiful opportunity for you to be able to work towards your goals. And it gives you that opportunity to be able to rely upon everything that you want. So it's a bit like saying, go with this and your hard work will pay off. Anything, if you're wanting to move, if you want to move job, if you want to be in a relationship, if you want to be more financially secure, if you want to educate yourself, it's showing you that it's, how can I put it? You're being grounded and being very down to earth, if you like, or grounded. Therefore, of course, it's going to go off to a good start because you've acknowledged that there's some hard work ahead of it. And it's about turning around and putting your head down and saying, right, let's build on this. I am in the initial or early stages, but I'm dedicated, I'm hardworking, and I'm ambitious. And I may be a student or an apprentice, but I'll get there. And the news of the Ace of Pentacles will always bring about some really wonderful news when it comes to finances that are not particularly earned. It was quite a long one tonight. You might have not thought that it would be. Thank you so much for that. I hope you really enjoyed that as much as I did. I love the Pentacles because they're tangible, because they make you feel good. There's a few that are a bit like anything. As we grow, we pick up a few sort of minor problems that we've got to be aware of. But remember what I say, forewarned, forearmed, okay? Let's just remind everybody, the podcast, if you want to catch up on some of the things that we've already done. Learn Tarot podcast goes from the major arcana cards, 22 of them. And we then started with the suits, the swords, the cups, the wands. And tonight we introduced the Ace of Pentacles. And you can find that on the YouTube channel. And yeah. Oh, you're welcome, passionate Saji. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I love the Pentacle family. They're very robust, full of strength, and it's nothing to do with money. It's about things that are tangible rather than flaky. And don't we all need stability and that's grounded? I do anyway. I'm sure that we all do. Yeah, we're in the Pentacles, and do you know what I realised? If we've done 22 major arcana cards, then we've done 30, as in 10 swords, 10 cups, 10 wands. That's 52. So I must have been here for a year. And we've got 10 more lessons. No, 9 now. Yeah. I think I started on Halloween. Yeah. I loved it. And I just think, if we're getting stuck, don't be stuck. Just pull it. If you get stuck, rewind it back and go, one thing. What's one thing? What? You might go, oh, I was really happy with that. I don't know what to say when I see that card. Just say, hey, you know what? It's like giving a penny. It was like those stories. My grandparents would say, my father gave me a penny and I invested it, and I bought a hen and the hen laid eggs and I sold the eggs, and that's what it's about. It's what did you do with that? How did you make it work for you? It's not always about doing a paper round or washing cars and getting pocket money. We've all got our own thing. If you've got something like that to share with us, please tell us how you went about it. Because like tarot cards are not cheap. But one of the best investments was buying that deck of cards. Can't believe how the time flies and you suddenly go, there's so much to see in them. My thanks to everybody. Thank you very much, passionate Saji. Brilliant. You enjoyed it. Good. Beautiful energy. You came in with the Emperor. That should remind you of the courses. Until then, take care of yourselves and do watch this, because this is where you can learn more about tarot. We're only tickling the sides here.